What's up, YouTube? It's Mark, and today we're going to be getting into the updated 2-month shoe review of the Midsole 112 Pro. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so now it's time to get into the updated shoe review of the Midsole 112 Pro. I have the box here with me to show that. There we have it. Style 112 Pro. I got the black and white colorway, size 9. So yeah guys, I've been skating the shoe for about 2 months now, and I'm going to let you guys know everything about the shoe, how it skates, and what you're going to be expecting around 2 months and what's happened for me. So maybe that might be what happens for you. So let's get into it. I'm going to put this other shoe down. We will look at it, but mainly I'm just going to be using my left foot. So here's the shoe. Let's just do a quick look at it, what it's going to look like after 2 months. Inside, heel, side. So I'm going to go over some stuff I went over in my last review, and I'm going to talk about some new things that I've figured out now that it's been 2 months. Let's just get into it from the inside out. So insole has remained great this whole way through. This is a really thick insole, like I said before. You can see, there it is. Vans, Ultra Cush, Lightning Bolt, because you're taking so much impact. And this really is a thick insole. They really are giving you bang for your buck. Ultra Cush right there again on the side. It is really thick. It's about that thick. In the heel. Getting to the foot in the front, it gets a lot thinner, but that's not really where you need it. You really are always going to need it in your heel, and it provides enough in the front, so it's not a big deal. The material that's stitched on to the insole is holding up great. It's not peeling away, and that's really important because that can get really annoying. Rest of the insole, see if you guys can see that. It's holding up fine. There's no problems. It's just that little cardboard layer right there, and then underneath it is going to be the rubber bottoms. So yeah, inside's doing great. Tongue centering straps. Show you guys those. I don't know if you can see it because I have these black laces. Where is it? Right there. You see that? That's a tongue centering strap. And those are doing great. Other side. There you can see it. Those are doing great. Those have really been helpful because my tongue's not going everywhere, each which way. It just stays right there in the middle. So that's been great. Okay, looking towards the bottom. The bottom has held up great on this shoe, on my left one. This isn't the one I'm necessarily going to be stopping with. On the left shoe, I was a little disappointed. On the right shoe, I should say I was a little disappointed. I've never had a Vansole that's bottomed out this quickly. And I mean, it hasn't gone through. But you can see right there where I do stop a lot and do some things, it has been going. And that is to be expected. And the only reason I say I'm disappointed is because that's actually not common with Vans. Usually all my Vansoles never flatten out at all. But I would say I have another month and a half. Maybe that's pushing it. Maybe another month before that gets a hole through there. And I think by then I will have already ripped through the shoes the whole way after 3 months. But bottoms have been great. I've had great traction with these shoes. There's been no problems with that. Always really grippy. And that is a must for me. That is a must. So that is 10 out of 10 with that. And a 10 out of 10 with the insole. Looking towards the midsole. Midsole has held up great. You do have the DuraCap. You can see the words right there. You have the DuraCap at the front, so that is that second layer. I just went through that layer about towards a month and a half, so right now you can see I'm getting into underneath the shoe, and you can see what they did was they actually put the material, it runs the whole way down, and the DuraCap covers it, so when you do go through the DuraCap, you will have that layer of material to go through. So it's been great. The rubber toe cap, like I was talking about before, you're going to have to get used to. It took me about 2 weeks to a week to 2 weeks to get used to it, but I'm fine with it now, and it really has prevented for anything ripping up here. I have no ripping, and that's been great. So definitely going to have to get used to that toe cap like I was talking about before, but it is very useful. So let's see, anything else I want to talk about the midsole? No, holding up fine. Even the Vans red logo on the back is stitched on and stayed on. So looking towards some of the other stuff up on the top of the shoe, we have the Vans symbol. I said in a previous review that I was going to super glue these. I actually ended up not doing that, but then these did rip right there, so you can see that. What I did do after that was I did super glue the rest of this down. So if I didn't, this would have probably ripped off by now, but I did put some super glue down. If I hadn't, that probably would have been gone. This right here is a very crucial part for shoes. You can see this is a main area for ollies, and since some Vans shoes, yours is going to blow out. What they did here was they double stitched it, and so this has not blown out at all. It's right there, it's chilling. it has that second little layer, and the fabric actually overlaps underneath it, so it goes past it. So if you do go through there, you have that second layer of fabric. Looking towards this tongue, the biggest downside that I've had with this shoe is I've had to replace these laces 3 times now. 3 times in under 2 months. So I don't ever rip laces. I don't know what it is with this shoe, but you are going to be ripping laces. That is a definite. So you're going to have to realize that. That's a definite. You will be ripping laces. That's the only downside. Looking towards the tongue, I've had some damage done to it right there. You can see. And the Vans logo on the tongue starting to rip off a little bit, but there's no problems with that. It's even still on there, so that's great. Metal eyelets at the top where it says Pro. That's a little hit you can see. Don't know if you guys can see that, but it says Pro right in the metal eyelet. That's held up fine. Heel cup has held up great. It is a little squishy now, but it still keeps its durability, and that is a must. The shoes sadly have flattened out a little bit, so that is something to be expected. When I first started this review, I talked about how they cut their shape, but they now have flattened out a little bit. But it's on an 8 out of 10 scale, so they're still pretty much right where they were when I first got them. But will include that there is going to be some flattening out of the bottom of your shoe, so it's going to get a little wider, flattened out. Here's my switch foot. Been doing switch tricks. See, just another angle. It's holding up great there. Haven't ripped this Vans logo. Ripped these laces twice, and that's my switch foot. I do a lot of switch tricks, so if you don't do a lot of switch tricks, I don't think you're going to rip these laces. But if you do, you will rip the laces on the other shoe. Yeah, guys, 2 months. These shoes are really solid. So if you're looking to purchase these are definitely worth the money. I paid retail for these, and that's pretty much only what you're going to find right now since it's such a new shoe. These retail for about, I'd say, $60, I think. $55, $60 in that price range. So you can probably get these off the Vans website with free shipping. That's a great thing, or go into your local Vans store. But if you don't have one, go online. So $55, $60. These are definitely worth the money, and I would give these shoes an 8.5 out of 10. They're just holding up great so far. Really awesome. Haven't even gone through this. No holes yet anywhere. Downsides is you're going to be ripping laces. Vans logo, you're going to have to apply some super glue. Bottoms, unexpectedly, are kind of going faster than I thought they would, but the traction's great. Positives, great materials. Hasn't gone through. Really great insole. That's very thick, and you're getting your money's worth at that, and that's awesome. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna be back with a 3-month shoe review of this shoe, and by then I think we'll be closing it out. But for now, that's it, guys. So until next time, peace. Hey guys, I'm gonna include some B-roll footage of me skating the shoe, and you can check that out right now. Yeah.